this in here. Take this down. Okay, I'll let that warm up. You know, and it sounds, there you go. It sounds complicated, but honestly it isn't. I was at Iowa for 10 years and we never did that. And if you start with your players from day one this way, I find it easier to do this. Our whole concept, guys, is we're going to cover people, not spots or not grass. So we're going to go to where the people are and cover them as opposed to just covering spots. Here's a little, this is just a teaching tape that we give our young guys or new players coming in. And you can see us here, okay, we're in a base spread set. We got our wheel backer part way out here to the right side. He's going to widen, jam, get his hands on that receiver, protect that vertical. You can see how Mike, the middle backer, is going to sink off looking for crossers to close crossers. He doesn't get one. See how he comes up and takes the check away? So that's a good look at the stretch play. You see the corner up top trying to put his back on that receiver and hook him and not allow him up the boundary. Okay, here's a look at a couple patterns. Here the backer running with that inside seam is getting an in call from his corner. The corner, he can tell right now, if it's a stretch play, that guy's going to do anything he can to get on that boundary. Even if he's got to run out of bounds and on the water bucket. He is not going to get himself inside. So right here, that corner's riding him. He's getting an in call. So that backer's got his head outside. He sees it. He'll sit and wait for the squaring.
What's your half player looking at, Bob?
The half player is going to read ball first and always keys his outside receiver first. He's going to always key to the outside receiver just to realize if he's getting stretched or not. Okay, and if he's not getting stretched, then he doesn't. Then he'll tighten. He'll squeeze back inside a little bit more to the hash. If he is getting stretched, he's got to stay 3-4 yards outside that hash and wait. But he'll end up then just like where I said before. He'll end up keying the outside guy first, and then he'll get a look in at number 2 as well. Up top, you get a look at the smash route. You see the corner here up top, reroute, and he's calling it out right now, smash. So the backer right away, the backer should have saw it even before he called it. The guy setting it down right there, start to cut under the hip. Here's a look up top, or on the right side, you'll see the guy go outside right now. The backer's going to widen when he sees that and go outside to pick up one coming in. Here the corner, we always run with the trail routes. The corner's calling in. He gives off in case it's a flag and a flat, and then the sucker comes right to him. We call it a sucker route, trail route. There on the right side, we're going to go with it. Here you see the Mike backer in the middle. He sees a crosser. 3, that becomes 3, close the crosser. You see the backer up top, or on the left side. His guy leaves. Number 2 crosses, you go straight back for the squaring. And, again, people run, these patterns usually fit. I don't know if I've ever come across one where it hasn't fit. All right, here's a trip set. Pro trips. Okay, when I put up pro trips first with you guys, Mike backer's going to protect over number 3. That's the tight end, correct? If he leaves, now it becomes just as if it were a spread set. Does that make sense? If the tight end lined up on the left side and ran to the flat, okay, this is what we do. So again, when that 3 goes to the other side, he balances the set back up. So now it's 2 each way. He sits in the middle, comes back to the check. Is that all right? I hope I didn't foul you up with that. And you see the wheel backer on the left side, 3 started away from him, so he's already crossed. Come back to the square end first and play it.
Bob, run that back. What if number 2 ran the drag and the tight end ran vertical? What would the snap do?
Great question. Mike, If the tight end, the question, if the tight end runs vertical, Sam's going to run with it, the middle backer. Okay? Our Sam backer out on number 2, if 2 ran an under route, just like the corner squeezes the smash route, he's going to close, he's going to squeeze it inside. Because it's
It'll take away the square end on the other side.
right. So the rules hold if an outside guy's running an under, a 5-yard under, you squeeze it and run with it. Chase it into the next inside guy. Here is out of twin trips now. Here's the smash route outside. You see our corners jamming, rerouting, and then slides under. The good thing, guys, also about half-field coverage is you take away quick throws, short throws, because you got 5 underneath cover people. And it makes a quarterback, if he isn't that polished, try and drop the ball into holes 20, 25, 15 to 25 yards deep. And a lot of them aren't comfortable doing that because we stay so tight to people. Here's just a flattened curl outside. People run, and you know, with the sucker route.
The half player, is he more cautious to help Mike on this?
Yeah, he always realizes when we're in what could be in a bad matchup. If we got a backer with the receiver inside, be ready to fold over him.
Yeah, he sees almost all the time. You watching the linebacker.
If there's ever a crease, if we're being creased in the middle, they have always got to be careful of jumping something outside first.
What kind of shape are the underneath of the linebackers and corners in as far as seeing the quarterback when he's throwing the ball?
Sometimes they'll miss that. But I've seen a lot of guys see the ball thrown and not be in any position to make a play. Does that make sense too? You know, there is a little bit of a trade-off sometimes. You get caught, your head turned away. But I've seen a lot of people get the spots, see the ball thrown, and see it caught too. You know, they're not in a position close enough to react to it. So you try and find that happy medium where you're finding the receiver, and then we want to get our head back as quick as we can once we've engaged and we're at a point where we feel it can be thrown. Here's a good look. Did I miss the? Okay. Against the pro set. You see how we're doing a lot of, from this set, guys, we'll also send everybody in blitz, and you know, the alignments I gave you, we seldom line up in them. We're going to be moving, we're going to show blitz and fall out of it. We really believe strongly in not letting the quarterback know what you're in before the snap. Here's a good look at the Sam and Mike with the banjo call. Tight end comes in, the back's out. So Mike picks it up and chases and protects the seam. Corner closing a little quick, I don't want to see him that quick on that flat route. Here, as you watch our Sam, we put Sam outside. It's just a variation in our front. Watch him pick up this crosser coming. He sinks back to the curl on the top of the screen. Feeling for it, and then he sees the opposite one coming and just takes him out.
Is the half player wrong there?
The half player, no. What I'll do, Dan, is I want him to jump him. And I want the other one then, if they were to cross, he should cross to the other side too.
See, if you and I are half players, I may not trust that you'll be there, but I know I've got to overlap myself.
Yeah. They're always responsible to stay inside of that widest receiver, you know, on a post or squaring. So they may cross each other if that were ever to happen. Here's a look. Here's what you get out of it also, and why we bluff so much and show man. If you see here, we're showing man coverage or man free. Quarterback audible. Once he audible, we move to it, and they run a flat and a slant route on half-field coverage is a dead route. Should be. Again, we bluff them into throwing. If you watch the top of the screen, watch our backer pick up when the tight end goes flat. He'll turn and engage one coming in. We're moving to 2 so you understand it here from a 3 look. Does that make sense? All right. Again, the disguise and the change-up is great. You see him trying to, right at the 40-yard line there, our backer turn and pick up the curl right now. Here's a great look at the seams, 4 verticals. Watch our backer at the bottom of the screen, I think ends up intercepting this one. Again, where's the quarterback going to throw it? Now, they may, you can, like up top, the guy's starting to clear him. If he can drop it in there, they're going to hit, every now and then. But I've seen this like in cover 3. I've seen 4 verticals hurt cover 3 as much as I've seen it hurt cover 2. Okay, so again, we feel better in this with seams, that we're running with the seams. That's just a little get open route. You see our corner does a nice job of how we post the outside. We watch him post what is out the bottom of the screen, post the outside arm. The guy, he ends up tripping the guy actually, and he ends up seeing the throw. He comes in on, that's just a little get open route on the inside backer. You see the backer turn and engage him, the tight end. Up top, you can see us pattern reading it. Look at the guy chases a little bit too far outside, turns and tries to pick up the guy coming in. This is just a look at how it gives your rush extra time to get. I don't know if anybody's even, we're engaged in both. Look at both seams are engaged. We're rerouting them, and we're already on the quarterback. And they haven't cleared 10 yards yet. Here's a look at the smash right here at the bottom of the screen. And that's a linebacker doing it. DBs are better at it. A lot of times when we know it's a one-back team and we're going to play this, instead of having the will backer there, we'll put another DB in that position. That's a little used to picking the routes up a little better. Seeing the smash right there, how we play it. Oh, sorry. Here's a look. Let me see. This is the clear and square. So if you look at the top of the screen, we're in half field there to a twin open team, to Okie State. We're running with the vertical. He gets an in call. He's a little late, but you see him wheel and pick it up. I think, let me see here. It's just a nice job of, you watch the inside seam player never even is able to clear the backer up top.
Sam keying the tackle for the pass versus watching the ball.
He's still keying the backfield. But again, he's keying the backfield, but he's slower. He's not going to commit in there until he's sure the ball's been given.
He's sometimes soft versus run.
Yeah. Here's a look at the verticals out of the trip set, how Mike runs with the number 3 vertical. Now, we got something going on the bottom of the screen. We knew, when they got in this set, a certain thing or a certain down and distance, we had a call, so the corner's going to bail out on it, on this one. So the free safety here at the bottom is going to protect Mike a little better. Here's a 3 crossing. Okay, so you see Mike, we engage the vertical here at the bottom. Mike is closing on 3, he's a little late. Now at the compound out, how I said the corner has got us close the window for the backer? As you look here, my corner ends up, look at the bottom of the screen, he gets a great funnel, he gets too much of a funnel, and then he chases the guy. And he's a freshman. What he's got to do, he's got his right arm, he's got to post him. He needs to see the ball thrown at this point and come back and help that backer to close the window. He does, but it's a little bit late. So if he closes that window, they still may have completed it, but it ought to be a 5-yard completion if he's coming back. Again, how the pressure, you see this one, I'll show you. We give up our Mike backer here. We give up a backer, and we say heck with the check down. But you see, and we're still playing too deep, and we come off that corner on the split side, and they don't have, that's tough. They're not used to that. A lot of times they block that back to the tight end, and we just bring it. And you know, they still haven't cleared us by the time we're at the quarterback. Here's a great job by the corner. You see how the corner protects the underthrow here. You know, it's a stretch play. And here the guy did go inside, but still, and then he goes back out. But the corner's always going to protect the low throw and the short throw away from the safety. The safety's not very good here. He jumps the seam a little too soon.
Sure you just got more depth?
Yes, more depth, and then he shouldn't have committed to the seam, you know, because until he's sure that's where the quarterback's going. Here's a good look at the twin trips now. You see how Will's halfway between actually that's a DB for us, but it's the same thing on the number 3 receiver. So we're going to protect those seams. See how watch him, he ends up cutting under and getting it. The sandbacker here, okay, should be wider this way and ought to be working with that guy coming up the boundary on the bottom a little bit more.
Corner at the bottom, he's got to be responsible for the tight end as well as number 3.
Exactly. It's a great question. The corner at the bottom of the screen needs to, right here, he gauges his depth off of the number 3 receiver away from him first. Okay, and we tell him, and when I coach him, he is, even though he's on the other side of the formation, he is lined up in your half. So as you take your depth, make sure you got depth that you can get over him. Okay. Here's a great look at what Tony was talking about, stripping the ball and whatnot. This past year, we, in the secondary alone, in 7 different games, we pulled balls out. And in 2 of those games, we pulled 2 balls out. So we created 9 fumbles just in the secondary this year from ripping the ball out. Here he comes up and rips the ball out. Nice job.